name's David Gilks. I'm President and Board Chair of the National Folk Festival, and thank you all for being here this weekend and being here at this fabulous forum brought together by the FAA. I'd like to thank them for making those arrangements. I'm not going to talk too much about what the National Folk Festival is, because I hope that by being here you more or less know what we are, but I will talk a little bit about some of the vision and the challenges and the other pieces that we've spoken about today. So for the last, over the last sort of 57 years, we've put on 55 national folk festivals around the country, 30 of them here in Canberra, and a number of the original folk who brought the festival to Canberra and set it up are here today, and thank you to them for their continuing interest. And what it's about is about being a nationally recognised exposition and showcase of folk culture, and in particular, since coming to Canberra, a hub for the Australian folk community, and we do see that in a number of ways over the course of the Easter weekend each year. The FAA hosting their AGM here because they know the right people are going to be here. The Morris dancers, God love them, doing the same with the annual Morris Ring, and so it's really important. But you know, one of the other things is that this festival, like so many others that we've heard from today, is about more than just putting artists on stage and having people listen to that fabulous music. It is about participation, and that's one of those key things that makes a folk festival a folk festival. And this year, you know, more so than ever, with 3 workshop venues, 2 dance stages, you know, I think that's a real showcase of what goes on, and then you get to the session bar and the street and everything else. Challenges are interesting, right? There's a lot of commonality about what we've heard, whether you're a small festival or a larger festival. And I certainly don't put us in the group of large festivals when you look at the national stage. We're a medium-sized festival. Financial sustainability is an issue for everyone, and the issues that we've heard earlier today, and they're going to be no surprise to anyone, around increasing costs and compliance issues coming out of COVID, just the general cost of living increases and inflation, which are hitting supplier costs for festivals, large and small. That flows through, and of course it has impacts on our audience's ability to pay for tickets that naturally have to cost more than they might have in the past in order to cover those costs. And that's you know, that's not a graph that's nice to look at when you're looking at the numbers, and it's something that we need to work through and try to find the way through it. And the solution, funnily enough, can't just be government funding. The National Folk Festival would love to have more government funding. You know, up until the last couple of years, when we were extremely lucky to receive some RISE grant funding to get us out of COVID, we hadn't relied on government grants beyond some, you know, smaller sort of $10,000 or $20,000 marketing grants here and there from the ACT government, and you know, that's an ongoing issue. We know that if we moved across the border into New South Wales, Destination New South Wales would probably turn up with just a little bit more support to make this festival go. But we are here in Canberra for a reason, and we work with our wonderful partners at the ACT government on a range of things, and live off our reputation as not summer gnats, which helps us through some of those compliance issues just a little bit more easily than might otherwise occur. But it is a problem. I think, you know, like our friends at Illawarra 20 years ago, it was much easier to put these festivals on in terms of you know, testing and tagging and alcohol licensing and all the little things that you need to do to keep people safe and keep the government happy that you're doing that. The other challenge, though, that's, I guess, unique to us as the National Folk Festival is the inherent tension for us of being the National Folk Festival, but for all intents and purposes having a large part of our audience and our revenue come from Canberra. That's not easy. It's never been easy, and it's, for us, something that does become a tension as we try to both meet that place that we have in the national folk community, maintaining the traditions that we've had over those 55 festivals, but also working to find new audiences and bring new people into this community. We often talk about the fact that people come to the Nash for a day and then they come for life. But the real trick for us is getting people to come for that first day. And in most cases, that's going to be someone who lives in Canberra or lives within 2.5 hours drive of us, and we need to be looking at what they're interested in as well. And so looking at how over time, we gently evolve this festival and bring new things into it that are still folk, that align with what the folk community is about, but are also attractive to people who aren't already part of us and want to come and join us. So that's something that we'll absolutely be looking at. I don't have time to go into what does the next 5 years necessarily look like for us, but what I will say is 12 o'clock in the terrace on Monday, there's an hour-long session for you to bring any ideas and thoughts that you have about where the National Folk Festival should be and should be going and what you'd like to see. So please join us for that. It's an ongoing question for us as we deal with the ACT government's plans for this site here at Epic and what our long-term future does look like. And we really would like your views and thoughts as we look to take that forward. Thanks.